Yes, we can confirm that Fabian Hurzeler, 31 years young, 31 years old. He's one of the top candidates to replace Roberto De Zerbi as the new head coach of Brighton. And I think, I have checked it, I think he would be the youngest permanent head coach you have ever seen in the Premier League. But let me speak about Fabian Hurzeler. There have been initial talks in the last days. The interest from Brighton in Hurzeler is very, very concrete. But at this stage, there are no negotiations between Brighton and St Pauli. You have to know, St Pauli, he's under contract there. He has renewed his contracts a few weeks ago with exit options, but he definitely has no release clause in his contract. So if Brighton would decide to go for Hürzeler, they have to negotiate with St Pauli, and St Pauli, they can demand a transfer fee. We understand Hürzeler is open to that big chance, but there is no final decision at this stage. And what is also very interesting, Hürzeler, he's a big fan of Roberto De Zerbi and from Brighton, from the way they played football in the last couple of weeks, in the last couple of years. And he has visited Brighton and Roberto De Zerbi in the last year.
Maybe you can tell us a bit more about that, because, of course, De Zerbi had a very distinctive style, very easy on the eye, always loads of goals in games involving Brighton last season. It earned him plenty of praise. But what is the comparison? Is it a direct model? Or there's some change-ups? How does Hürzeler set up his teams and like them to play?
Yeah, he was a former professional football player. He has started his manager career a few years ago. I would say he's one of the most hottest coach talents here in Germany. If you look on the next years, he has been in. There were talks or ideas about to go in the Bundesliga right now. Many Bundesliga teams were interested in Fabian Hurzeler already for the summer. But what he did, he promoted with St Pauli to the Bundesliga. On the first place, they have won the Zweite Bundesliga. Sensational. They played a very good football. Hürzeler is a good character, good guy. He's a kind of Julian Nagelsmann. I think this is a good comparison. Julian Nagelsmann, Hürzeler, very modern, very confident, very brave. He loves to attack. He wants to have the ball. He's not a defending coach. I can understand that Brighton has kept an eye on Fabian Hurzeler, and I can really imagine if they would make the next step, Brighton, I think they have good chances to sign Fabian Hurzeler, but St Pauli, they want to have a fast decision because they are already planning the Bundesliga season now.
I just want to put this in a little bit wider context. I mean, you mentioned his age right at the start there, 31 years of age, Florian. And I guess the other thing is that, you mentioned that connection with Julian Nagelsmann, the comparison with Julian Nagelsmann, but is he being talked about in such terms that he's even being compared to Jurgen Klopp and what he's achieved, both with Mainz, Dortmund, and then ultimately, of course, Liverpool? Is there that kind of trajectory being imagined for Fabian Hurzeler?
Well, difficult to say. All I can say, Fabian Hurzeler is very ambitious. For sure, 31 years, it's very young, but he has nothing to lose. As I said, he has a good combination to the players. He's an absolutely leading figure despite of his age. He was absolutely accepted in the locker room and around the club with the fans in St Pauli. And I thought that he would make the next step in the Bundesliga already this summer. I would say if there would not be the concrete interest from Brighton right now in Fabian Hurzeler, the chances have been very high that he stay as a coach of St Pauli. So many questions have to be answered also for Fabian Hurzeler himself. Is it the right step right now? Is it the right step after that promotion to the Bundesliga? Is there anything I can lose in the Premier League right now? But from his way, how he managed the team, how he wants to play football, I think he could be a perfect solution and a very brave solution for Brighton at this stage, honestly.
Just interested, I mean, again, I don't want to go on about the age thing, right? But the fact is that were he to be appointed as Brighton's new head coach, Fabian Hurzeler would be younger than 6 of the current Brighton squad. So these are the players who are older than Fabian Hurzeler, who play at the Amex at the moment, and some big names there. I mean, James Milner, Lewis Dunk, Danny Welbeck, Pascal Gross. You know, these are players who have really contributed to Brighton over the last few seasons. So tell us a little bit about this, Florian, in terms of interacting with experienced players. You know, we always talk about this phrase, oh, he's got the dressing room, or he's lost the dressing room, or something like that. And it's important to have the authority, isn't it? So how's he done that at St Pauli, especially with his short playing career before he became a coach?
Well, I think, first of all, it's very important that Brighton makes clear that in case he would become the new coach, that Brighton will communicate he is our desired new coach. And I think it's not a question of his age. It's a question about quality. It's a question about communication. It's a question about what is his vision about football. And I'm totally convinced that also the older players like Milner, like Pascal Gross, they would work very well together with Fabian Hurzeler. And I'm convinced if you would ask Pascal Gross now, and I see him every day now around the German national team, I would say he would really looking forward to work with a coach like Fabian Hurzeler. But we also know that Eintracht Frankfurt is really pushing to sign Pascal Gross in summer. So big step probably for Fabian Hurzeler, but I'm totally convinced with the way he's playing football, with the way he has shown how he can manage a team, he could be a perfect and a good fit, a future fit for Brighton.